Hey, my brothers, long time no see. This is Midtown Savior. Man, I am back. In today's video, it is called The New Direction. For a reason, I've been gone for a reason. I've been working hard behind the scenes, but I'm gonna explain my reason for taking a long break and walking away from this so you can understand this new direction I'm going in, and there will be a new beginning for this channel. Now, before I begin this, I want to say I've been in this community for almost 7 years, 5 to 6 years. It's a long time, long time. This community saved my life. As you know, as my longtime supporters understand, this video saved my life. My longtime brothers, this channel, this community, the MGTOW community, MGTOW community saved my life. I felt like I shouldn't be here. I shouldn't be alive. I shouldn't even be breathing. Right? So God gave me the second chance. You brothers gave me the second chance. And I have worked towards helping men to help me. So I lived my life, and I'm living my life to pay it forward to men who saved my life, right? They saved my life. They helped my life. They helped put my life in a new direction, right? They gave me purpose, and my purpose is for men to be free from the system and to be independent, right? Free from the plantation, as we preach about, free from the system, and also being free as a man. That was my goal in helping save his life for what my life was saved from. The divorce, the system, the loneliness of men. And I focused on that for the last 5 to 6 years, even risked the business because of this. Put it all on the line as I have done for these 5, 6 years, man. I have done this because my love and my passion for you guys, my love and my passion for you brothers who have supported me over the years tremendously. I didn't come in this to be rich as I could have. I could have marketed my channel like a lot of these dudes from the 2.0 era. Happy to see them prospering, making money. I could have went in that direction, but I chose not to go in that direction of wealth and money and just running my damn mouth all the time. I have done that for 5 to 6 years. There was time for something different. But along this path, during my journey of these 5 to 6 years, I have tried many things. Tried the red pill lifestyle, tried to come home to the red pill, hell, even helped build a website and invested in that through the help of my brothers. And I have seen no support from these ventures. Few supporters, but really no support. And I have continued to talk about female nature, continued to talk about these issues that plague men in this society of feminism. Put it all on the line, show my face as you see it today. There was a time when I came in this community, brothers refused to show their face. But I was brave enough to do that. Brave enough to put my number out there so I can save those lives who saved mine when I was looking as a spectator. Now, I want to say this. I am forever MGTOW, because if it wasn't for this community, I wouldn't be no me today. I wouldn't be breathing today. This community saved my life. It gave me new life. It's part of the reason why there's time for a change. But I want men to think about something today. Because when you saw the image of this video, you saw a guy by the name of Andrew Tate. I want you guys to think about something. What I want you to think about is how far we have came. There was a time during the 2.0 era, even the 1.0 era, but when I came in the 2.0 era, that men refused to show their face. There was a time that we was a small community, sector, small community of men who stood by men and focused on each other 100%. There was a time during the 2.0 era. Now, it's a time where I'm at now. I say we in the 5.0 era, 4 or 5. I have seen the falling of the manosphere. But I have seen the good out of the manosphere as well. Let's start with the good. The good out of the manosphere is now the common man now know about this information. There was a time a small sector of men knew about this information. Now the common man knows about this information. Right? The common everyday man knows about this information. He knows it. He knows about female nature now. TikTok, all this social media, women coming out speaking their mind about how they feel about y'all, how much they hate us. Right? It is in the forefront. Yeah, we lost Kevin Samuels as he rose to power due to the system, right? Not due to everybody. I believe due to the system. Due to him gaining too much notoriety, right? And speaking too much truth. Seeing this, like, okay, we did make some change. We did have some change. We did affect men's lives on a major level. But on the other hand, the negative is that we let women plague this community. You can't go on not one big channel today that's in the manosphere today that you not see women. Women every fucking where. They everywhere. Hell, y'all growing their channels bigger than ever. I thought this was the manosphere. I really did. Part of that reason is why I said I need to step back. And I became a spectator. Like the rest of y'all. I started to focus on men behind the scenes. Building relationships as I did when I had my business. Because I felt like, no, this community don't really want to help men. Right? Information is good. Running your mouth is cool. I have done that for 5 years, but I have tried to put action forth the effort of running my mouth. I had to take a step back to realize that men today need to see the bigger picture. Now let's go back to Andrew Tate. Andrew Tate, Kevin Samuels, let's start with Kevin Samuels. He got too big. Once Kevin Samuels got too big, they took him down. Wiped him out. He was too clean. They did the best they could with him. Now let's go to Andrew Tate. Got too damn big. Put false allegations. Now they finna try to do the R. Kelly. Put a full documentary, clean him out, put him in jail, lock away the keys. Where is this support? From us? None. Do you know why? Something Ramirez said a long time ago. Part of the reason why I walked away for a minute and start focusing on men behind the scenes. He said men are not focusing on power, they focusing on their mouth. They focusing on shame, blaming, and as he always say, explaining. They focusing on continue to talk shit about women, but not trying to put forth the effort of change. And I decided after listening to that brother, because he inspired me to go back to the drawing board. Step back from the come home to the red pill because it wasn't getting that much support. Step back from these brothers because it wasn't giving them much support. And start looking inward and realizing what do we need to do as a collective as men. And so I began to work on a new organization. An organization that will unify the common man. An organization that represents family and a brotherhood. I decided to focus on something that's bigger than me and every other man. That is about the collective. You see, what I learned from Andrew Tate and Kevin Samuels is that we do not have this. We do not have unity. We do not have economic power. We do not have power to buy out those politicians, to be able to persuade those lawyers and judges. We do not have economic power. We do not have infrastructure. Women have that. They have power. They have infrastructure. We have the numbers. Men are waking up now. Now it's time to ride this wave of information and consciousness. Time to ride the wave of the rays of consciousness of men towards feminism. Who there to have Andrew Tate back? Who was there to really have Kevin Samuels back? But people talking about, oh, where's the piece this, oh, this is that. You know who took the mantle of Kevin Samuels? Women taking your place. But you raised them in power. This ain't no manosphere anymore. This a women's sphere. When I came in this community back in the 2.0 era, it was about men. It was about men. And I lived that every day of my life, no matter how many men passed away or died. And I live it even as I speak to you. I decided to do it behind the scenes. Getting messages from brothers still telling me I'm helping them out from videos I have done in the past. My focus is bigger than me now. So, what is this new direction? When I come back, it will all be realized. Everything will come into fruition. And that will be a new beginning. Not new direction, a new beginning. And that beginning will be the rise of men. The rise of a red pill nation. It's time for men to seek economic power. Focus on building with each other. It's time to focus on ourselves. It's time to put ourselves first. Because you men are not doing that. Y'all continue, as Ramiro always say, shame, blame, and explain to these women that have already told you how they felt about you. The things we have preached about back in the 2.0 era and 1.0 era, they tell you everything. You still trying to persuade them into coming back. There's some brothers that said, fuck the persuasion. They saying, well, I'm going to leave the country. Kudos to them. No matter how much I feel about the women being what they are, stray dogs. Because what I know about a stray dog is if you feed them, they be loyal. But you got to continue your payments. But that's besides the point. At least those men trying to find a solution, they coming together in some type of capacity. But we don't need that. We need unification. We need togetherness. We need a brother of the family. So I decided to start focusing on that in 2023. And in 2022. When I was gone, I was building, networking with different men. Because it's now time for us to buy out political power. It's now time for us to create infrastructure for ourselves. It's time for us to truly be free. Because once we have power, we have freedom. And as long as we don't and we continue to do the same shit, we don't have none. A lot of my brothers have walked away. So they got tired of the running the mouth and no action and no nothing coming in this. I got into this community because it was saving lives, because I wanted to pass it forward. Now, it's time for us to broaden this perspective and start working together. It's time for us to put each other first. Now the world knows. Now what are we going to do about it as a collective? What are we going to do about it? What type of change we finna put effectively for men, economically, for us to be free? It's time to get this money. It's time to focus on self, right? It's time to focus on each other. See, the issue was we put too much time over the years. I realized this. I'm at fault with this. Into women and women and women and women. They still doing the same shit, doing the 2.5 era. They still shame, blaming, and explain. Still talking about women. That's over. It's over. It's time to get power, economic power. It's time to build brotherhood. It's time to learn to respect each other. It's time to start healing with each other as men. We still have self-hate. We still look at that other brother as your enemy. See, I realized when I walked away, and why I walked away, I used to say that woman was my enemy. But when I looked to my left, looked to my right, and I looked straight ahead of me, I looked at my brother, and he had no respect for me. See, I know she don't respect me. But when your own brothers don't respect you, that's a fucking issue. And now it's time for us to focus on self. Self-healing, self-development, and start building economically. It's time to focus on self, man. Because with self, you can bring forth change. And with change, revolution comes. And it changes systems. And the only way you can do that is through economic power. Feminism has its infrastructure, and they have taken out many great men. We had no backing because they have no economic power. These guys be alone, we step back, we just become spectators. The new direction is the future. I love every single last one of you brothers, but I had to let you know there's a new beginning, and the new beginning is us. We are the future. It's time to come together, my brothers. It's time for change. Popular demand. It's magic.
Dedicated. Yeah. When Carlito was dying, you see the shadow of his girl dancing with the baby. Like, it's my time, but if God save me, maybe I'll erase any vice that could potentially bring harm to me. Before I make a move, I think about it karmically. Everything come back like a boomerang. I'm black as Paul Mooney's slang. And all I pray for is health and a sustainable business and a faithful missus. I see a lot of people try to be who they ain't. We don't want money that fit in the bag, we want the bank. Just to spread it around like icing on the cake. White Tiger out the cage, Mike Tyson in 88. Dedicated like Jack Boys on Melrose. Smash and grab, yo, this world became a hellhole. Stay cool is what I tell those youngins, so they don't end up in jail clothes. I dedicated my life. Dedicated my life. I dedicated that is his inspiration. Dedicated my whole damn life. If I wanted to now, I could live an old man life. Confronted with how the hood could use more funding, more budgets for more teachers, financial literacy, more speeches. Chefs come cook for me, look what it took for me. The streets had its hooks in me. Yeah, people ask me what books to read. Destruction of black civilization as history. Journal of Chris Columbus, that is what interests me. Juneteenth holiday finally came and it pisses me off for the fact that we came and changed. You'll be physically in pain. Dedicated like Ricky Walters, Dougie and dedicated my life. I dedicated my life. I dedicated I dedicated my life. I dedicated my life. I dedicated my